I want you to imagine a Friday evening. You've just finished a long week of work or classes. You're sitting at a cafe with a friend. The sun is starting to set, and for a moment, everything feels perfect. But then the check arrives, and in that split second, that tiny slip of paper triggers a physical reaction. Your stomach tightens. You do a quick, frantic mental calculation of your bank balance. You wonder if you should have ordered that second latte. You feel this strange, heavy mix of guilt and a vague sense of being behind. Why does money feel like an emotional weight we're just expected to carry in silence? Especially for women, there's this unspoken narrative that we're either naturally bad with math or that being frugal is our only path to safety. We're taught to save, to clip coupons, and to worry, but we're rarely taught how to build. We're taught how to survive a budget, but not how to command a future. Today, I want to pull back the curtain on why that anxiety exists and how we can turn that heavy, silent weight into a foundation of genuine peace. Most of the time, when we talk about financial literacy, we treat it like a math problem. We look at spreadsheets and interest rates and think, if I just learned the formulas, I'd be fine. But for most of us, money isn't a math problem. It's a psychology problem. It's a boundary problem. It's a how I see myself in the world problem. Think about the way we're socialized. From a young age, many girls are praised for being cautious, for being good and not taking risks. When that translates to money, it turns into a lifetime of playing defense. We're told how to spend less on clothes or lattes, while the big conversations, investing, negotiating, wealth building, are often framed as aggressive or not for us. We've been conditioned to think that financial security is about how much we can give up rather than how much we can grow. And if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, I want you to know that it's not your fault. You're navigating a system that wasn't exactly designed with your intuition in mind. But the secret is, you don't need to become a Wall Street shark to be good with money. You just need to stop being a passenger in your own life. Let's talk about the actual mechanics of this, but through the lens of your real life. Not a textbook life, but your life. It starts with the most basic yet most misunderstood tool, the budget. People hear the word budget and they think of a cage. They think of all the things they aren't allowed to do. But a budget isn't a restriction, it's a choice. It's you telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. There's a simple framework called the 50-30-20 rule, and I love it because it's human. It suggests that 50% of what you earn goes to your needs: rent, groceries, the things that keep the lights on. 30% goes to your wants, the things that make life worth living, the dinners with friends, the hobbies. And 20% goes to your future self. That 20% is your freedom fund. Now, if you're looking at your bank account and thinking, I can't even hit those numbers, that's okay. The numbers matter less than the habit. Even if it's just 5% or 10%, the act of deciding that a portion of your labor belongs to you and not to your landlord or your cell phone provider is an act of self-reclamation. It's the first step in moving from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of ownership.
Speaking of ownership, let's talk about the emergency fund. We usually describe this as 3 to 6 months of expenses tucked away in a savings account. But psychologically, this is so much more than a safety net. I like to call it the walkaway fund. It's the money that allows you to leave a toxic job. It's the money that allows you to move out of an unhealthy relationship. It's the money that ensures that no matter what happens in the world, you are never trapped. For women especially, financial literacy is the ultimate form of personal safety. It's the difference between having to ask for permission and being able to make a move. But saving is only half the battle. If you only save, you're actually losing ground every year.
Because of something called inflation. Essentially, things get more expensive over time, so the $100 under your mattress today will buy much less 10 years from now. This is where we have to talk about the I word, investing. I know, it sounds intimidating, it sounds like something men in blue suits do in glass buildings, but investing is simply the act of putting your money to work so you don't have to work as hard later. The most powerful tool you have isn't a high salary or a lucky stock pick, it's time. There's this famous comparison of two people. Let's call them Maya and Chloe. Maya starts investing a small amount, maybe just $100 a month when she's 22. Chloe waits until she's 32 to start, but she invests double the amount, $200 a month. By the time they both reach 60, Maya, who started earlier but invested less total money, will likely have significantly more wealth than Chloe. That is the magic of compound interest. It's not about being a genius, it's about being consistent. It's about letting the world's most successful companies work for you while you sleep.
Why don't more of us do this? Because we're afraid of risk. We're afraid of losing it all. But there is a huge difference between gambling and investing. Gambling is a roll of the dice. Investing is participating in the growth of the global economy. When you invest in something like an index fund, which is just a basket of hundreds of different companies, you aren't betting on one horse. You're betting on the fact that over the long term, human beings will continue to innovate, work, and grow. The turning point for me was realizing that my money wasn't just numbers on a screen, it was my time. Every time I spent money mindlessly, I was trading hours of my life that I could never get back. But every time I invested money, I was buying back my future time. I was buying a Tuesday afternoon 10 years from now where I don't have to answer to a boss. I was buying the ability to say no to things that don't serve me. When you start to see money as stored time, your whole perspective shifts. You stop feeling guilty about the occasional treat because you've already taken care of your future self. You stop feeling anxious about the check arriving because you know exactly what's in your freedom fund. You move from a place of, I hope I have enough, to, I know I am building enough. So, how do we actually do this? How do we start tomorrow? First, look at your money personality. Are you a spender who finds joy in the moment but feels a hangover of guilt later? Or are you a saver who feels anxious every time you have to let go of a dollar? Neither is wrong, but both have blind spots. If you're a spender, automate your savings so the money is gone before you can touch it. If you're a saver, give yourself a fun budget that you are required to spend. It sounds counterintuitive, but learning how to enjoy your money is just as important as learning how to keep it. Second, check your credit. Your credit score is basically a trustworthiness grade that banks give you. It determines if you can buy a house or get a car loan at a decent rate. The rules are simple. Pay your bills on time and don't use too much of your available credit. If you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit, try not to spend more than $300 on it at any given time. It's a game, and once you know the rules, it's much easier to win. Third, start the 20% habit. Even if it's just $20 a paycheck, put it in a separate account, one you don't look at every day. Label it the future me. There is a psychological magic that happens when you see that balance grow. It stops being about the things you're giving up and starts being about the person you're becoming. I want to end on a thought that I hope stays with you. There is a lot of noise in the world telling women that we need to look a certain way, act a certain way, or buy certain things to be enough. But the most attractive, powerful thing you can ever wear is your own independence. Being financially literate isn't about being rich. It's about being free. It's about having the clarity to look at your life and know that you are okay. Not because someone else is taking care of you, but because you took care of yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have months where the budget falls apart or you spend more than you planned. That's just called being a person. Don't let one bad month stop you from a lifetime of progress. Just take a breath, look at the numbers, and start again. Because the version of you 10 years from now, she is counting on you today. And she's going to be so incredibly proud of the moment you decided to take the lead. You've got this. Progress, not perfection. I'll see you in the next one.